Welcome to 100 Books in 100 Days. Today, we journey into a world where time loops, ghosts whisper, and love is as painful as memory. A place called Macondo. This is 100 Years of Solitude, the masterwork of Gabriel García Márquez. A novel that is not just read, it's felt, remembered, and relived. This novel was written by Colombian author Gabriel García Márquez, a master of magical realism. First published in 1967, it became a voice for Latin America and the world. It's not just fiction, it's a mirror of memory, history, and solitude. In 1982, Márquez won the Nobel Prize for this very voice.
Macondo isn't just a setting, it's a character. Founded beside a river, surrounded by jungle, it lives and dies with the Buendía family. It represents Latin America's beauty, its chaos, and its isolation. Everything begins and ends in Macondo.
7 generations of the Buendía family live through wars, love, madness, and prophecy. Each member carries a piece of the past, a piece of the curse. Their lives reflect the rise and fall of a whole civilization. They are unforgettable and ultimately doomed.
Here, women ascend to heaven while folding sheets. Ghosts sit at the dinner table. Time bends. Yet no one questions the impossible, because it is the reality. This blend of magic and truth makes the novel timeless.
Time doesn't move forward in Macondo. It spins in circles. Names repeat, mistakes repeat, destinies repeat. History loops over itself like a record stuck in place. The past never truly stays in the past. Most men are named Aureliano or José Arcadio. Their faces and fates blend together until you can't tell one from another. This repetition shows how deeply the past infects the present. It's not confusion, it's prophecy. Heavy Buendía suffers alone, even in a full house. They're surrounded by people, but trapped in their own silence. Solitude becomes their inheritance, and in the end, it consumes them. When outsiders arrive with money and machines, Macondo changes forever. The banana company brings jobs, and then exploitation. It's a dark reflection of real Latin American history. Greed, not magic, brings the town's decay. Workers rise up for justice and are silenced by bullets. Hundreds die, but the government denies it ever happened. This moment of horror is erased from public memory. It's one of the novel's most chilling truths.
A strange plague robs people of sleep, and then of memory. They start labeling everything just to remember names. It's absurd and deeply symbolic. A warning about what happens when a society forgets itself.
Ursula lives over 100 years and outlasts everyone. She is the heart of the family, strong, wise, unbreakable. She sees the pattern before anyone else, but even she cannot stop the curse.
Dark, symbolic, tragic. The family fears it for generations, a child born from incest. And finally, it happens, a baby with a pig's tail. It's more than superstition. It's a symbol of a family turning in on itself, a tragic end born from forgotten sins. He brings alchemy, magic, and wisdom. Melquiades writes the family's fate in ancient parchments. He dies and comes back, dies and returns again. He is the keeper of memory.
Prophetic, cinematic, slow building. The secret to everything is written long ago, but the Buendias don't understand until it's too late. The past had warned them, but they couldn't read it. Sometimes the truth only makes sense in the end.
Colonel Aureliano Buendía fights in 32 civil wars and loses them all. He begins with hope and ends with bitterness. His story is a metaphor for Latin America's endless cycles of revolution. Fighting becomes a habit, not a cause.
Men die in strange ways. Flowers rain from the sky. But even death doesn't bring peace in Macondo. Ghosts remain, watching, waiting, whispering, because memory never really dies. Balanced, observant, reflective, the novel mixes superstition with faith, saints with ghosts. Religion is everywhere, but rarely answers anything. It reflects how belief can guide or blind, and how myth becomes more powerful than fact. At the end, Macondo vanishes in wind and dust. Its final chapter written just as it was always meant to be. There is no rebuilding, only erasure. A civilization lost to its own forgetting.
Each character is consumed by something. Love, gold, truth, power. Their passions drive them and destroy them. They are human, beautifully and tragically so. Desire is both fire and ash.
Hopeful, global, sincere. Though rooted in Colombia, this story is global. It speaks to all of us about family, failure, memory, and hope. It reminds us that no one escapes history, but we can choose to learn from it. This is why the book still lives long after its final page.
100 Years of Solitude is a warning, a prayer, and a mirror. It teaches us that history doesn't disappear, it repeats itself. That forgetting where we came from is the first step toward being erased. But if we face our past, if we connect instead of isolate, we might just break the cycle and choose love over solitude.